So Congressman Thomas Massie was out there on Twitter, the X, earlier today, stating that Trump's actions in Iran today were unconstitutional. Uh, this is simply false. And I'd like to think Congressman Massie knows better than this because he's a dedicated libertarian and a constitutionalist from way back. The president is constitutionally the commander-in-chief of the American Armed Forces. He has the power to order them into action. This has been well established in history going back to the original undeclared war that this country fought in the 1790s and the 1800s, the wars against the pirates of the Barbary states in the Arab world. The president ordered the military into action without congressional approval, without direct congressional approval. But congressional approval comes in many forms. Sometimes it's just Congress sitting on its hands. Sometimes it's Congress continuing to fund the military generally and the operations in particular that the president has ordered the forces to do. This is well established. If Congress doesn't want the president to engage in any air campaign against Iran, it can just cut the funding. Oh yeah, the president's going to veto that. That's working as designed, though, according to the separation of powers that are embedded in our Constitution. Congress could actually pass a law barring the president from engaging in any further war activities against Iran. They did something similar in 1973 when, after the Vietnam Peace Treaty was signed in Paris between the United States and North Vietnam, the Nixon administration continued to bomb Cambodia and Laos in their own civil wars against the communist Pathet Lao in Laos and the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, which were not part of the Vietnamese peace agreement. Later in August, like the treaty was signed in January, the air campaign continued until August when Congress cut the funding for it and actually passed a law barring the president from ordering the U.S. Air Force or the U.S. military into any further actions in Indochina without their express approval. This was over the president's veto, and it all went through, and this is all constitutional. You could argue who was right long term. Was the president right to continue the bombing campaign to stop the communists? Was Congress right to say, look, you can't do this. We're sick of this war. We're done with it. We don't care what happens. That's an excellent conversation to have, and that's probably the conversation Massie really wanted to have, to say this is an unwise policy. I don't particularly agree with him, but I'm willing to hear that argument. But just lying about the Constitution, and I'm going to say this, for someone as intelligent and as knowledgeable on the Constitution as someone like Massie is, if this isn't a lie, I don't know what is. But at the end of the day, someone going out and just spreading out outright falsehoods that they know when they should know better is absolutely unforgivable. And Congressman, I'm going to ask you, please stand down off of this. Retract what you said. This is inappropriate. If you want to attack the president's policy, attack the president's policy and bring receipts. But don't go gassing on about the Constitution when you know darn well that what you're saying is false.